All right, welcome back to Conversation Convos. And man, oh man, it's been a hell of a couple weeks. I gotta say, that Luke Bryan concert that was actually pretty crazy. That was actually really good. I was impressed with the opening acts, um, and also the other two people that performed. That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a good time. Um, Pretty much, I'd give it like automatically 8 stars
Yeah,
or 8 out of 10. I mean, if you had some money, you could probably reach that 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. But
yeah,
I mean, venues are always so expensive. I
yeah.
mean, just ridiculous.
How they make their money is just like it's almost criminal.
Yeah,
it's
it's price
it's
gouging.
almost pretty criminal. I mean, you're talking like $19 for a tall boy. It's just like at that point, I might as well pre-game. But after a homegirl over here was, oh my god,
Yeah, she literally drank till she dropped. Literally, she
yeah,
fell. That's not even like that's the second time. Though I went to the big time rush at that venue, and one of the workers passed out and
uh
smashed her head off the table. And
oh yes, yes, I remember you telling me about that.
then we went to Luke Bryan, and the same thing happened. And I looked over. I'm like, I looked at you, and I was like, dude, that's twice. That's twice already. I'm like, what in the world?
You got to keep a nice balance where it's like you do your alcohol and your water, especially when it's in the heat, because you got to think that like the heat is going to dehydrate you, then that's also what alcohol does. So now you're talking about a double whammy. And then if you're a skinny mini, you're just pretty much setting yourself up right there. And you're
Yeah.
not even eating. It's like, oh, like, no, I'm not going to eat. Or just like, I just want to chill and have some fun. I just want to party. It's like, okay.
Speaking of partying with Halloween coming up and all that.
Oh,
I mean, um, my boss usually does a Halloween party, so
ooh.
I'll let you know.
Oh, yes, yes, definitely. Definitely got some
There,
cosplays that
there,
I could definitely be rocking.
there will be drinks.
Oh, nice, perfect.
I would
That's going to be perfect.
pre-game,
Oh yes, yes,
pre-game, so
definitely.
that way we don't gotta drink too much of their
Yes.
stuff. Because
Oh yes, definitely.
I know she buys a good amount of stuff for everybody, but I mean, if you're courteous and you maybe drink a couple, she might send you home with some too.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
that's what I usually do. I drink before I go, and then usually she gives me a couple. I might drink one while I'm there.
Yeah.
Usually I'm there for hours. So by the time I've been there and I'm getting ready to leave, my pregame is already wearing off. So I can drive home. Sierra doesn't have to worry about driving home. She only has to drive there.
Right.
And then I can just
Pretty,
drink the rest of them when I get home or whatever.
yeah, pretty much just be like chilling and just doing you, jazz.
But back to your topic.
Oh yes. So my question for you is video game experience.
Oh, good. Is that a
Good,
question about
bad,
going to school?
good, bad, and funny.
Um, that's kind of hard because my good experiences keep coming, as well as the bad, of course. Trying to think. Good video game experience. That's a really good question. That's really freaking hard. I'd have to say the original Assassin's Creed trilogy. The concept of that just blew my mind when just the mechanics of the gameplay, parkour in a game. I was like, I never thought that would be a thing.
Yeah.
I remember Mirror's Edge, and you were like, "Oh, this is so cool," but like Assassin's Creed, the original trilogy,
Yeah, it took it to a whole
XCM and
nother
all that
level.
Took it to a whole nother level. So that was good for its time. And another good game experience was the original when it first came out. Last of Us. That story was phenomenal when it first came out.
Oh yeah.
Now that it's being remade so many times, it kind of loses its flavor.
Yeah,
Like
they must have remade that at least like
Well,
two or three times, and it's just like, dude, like you guys.
another that brings me to another one, Skyrim.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Beautiful, gorgeous game. Still
Yeah.
to this day is a gorgeous game. But again, a lot of people don't like it because they lose the flavor. It's like, dude, you've chewed this and spit it out so many times.
Yeah.
Which I totally understand that, and I respect a person for being like, I don't like it, like
Yeah.
because it's been remade too many times. But to me, I judge a game on the release date, when it came out, and a couple months, like the months after that, like a month to a year after that.
Yeah.
Because if you start going, oh, well, like if you watch the first Fast and Furious movie, it's phenomenal. You love
Which
it.
I just most recently
But
did.
it's like, if you watch, like, you start watching them all, and you're like, dude, this is like the 7th, the 8th, the 9th.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, I hate that series. I hate that. Do you really hate that series, or do you just hate the fact that they're rinsing and repeating and doing the same thing? A lot of people hate games that copy other games, or not copy other games, but games that reuse the same mechanic over and over and over.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say poppy playtime. I know we were talking about this earlier. Poppy playtime. Rinse and repeat. You use the hands. You use different hands for different mechanics. You do puzzles and stuff like that. But it's very cut, dry, concrete. You go one direction, and you might be able to do a little bit of backtracking, but for the most part, it's one direction.
Yeah.
Whereas to the newish game, not totally new, but newish game, the demo came out a while ago. My Happy Neighbor came out. You got mechanics from multiple games in it.
Which I just checked out the gameplay. Shout out to Corey Kenshi and shout out to Jacksepticeye.
Yeah. Basically, the weapon you use, you got to be strategic with it. You don't want to use too much ammo, but you also don't want to use too much of your healing drinks. You want to make sure you don't use all your coins.
Oh yeah, for the saves.
Coins for the saves, but you also use your coins at a healing station. So if you're like trying to conserve your drinks, and you want to use, you got excessive amount of coins, you can use the coins to heal and save the drink.
Also, the aspect mechanic of your on hand storage. Yeah, you had to configure it like and same way they did it for Resident Evil.
Well, and it's because when you think about it, when you have a briefcase or you have like a backpack or you have to fit it in there a certain way. You can't just cram everything in there. And it fits.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of games forget that mechanic where it's like,
or you can just store, and it's just like, how is this actually being stored inside there?
Yeah. And some will be like, oh, well, we'll just put a weight cap on it. Like a game I just played, Green Hell, with my boy. I mean, phenomenal game. Beautiful graphics, beautiful concept. But it is too much. It's way too intricate. Like, if the fact that you can cut all that stuff out, you can, turn it off, great. Makes the game playable.
Yeah.
Dealable, and people can enjoy it. But if you have all those mechanics on, unless you're like a top performing gamer and you know exactly what you're doing and you're very strategic, you're just gonna be miserable because you're gonna be getting leeches are gonna be eating you, giving you infection. Jaguar's gonna come up and claw you, and then finally it runs away, and you got like all these claw marks.
There has to be that happy medium. There has to be the happy medium because when you go too much in depth, it's just like, all right, bro. I came on this thing to game, not to go into full huge depth, and now it's like I'm playing like a reality.
Yeah, and I'd have to say, that's kind of I guess that's my middle ground one. Another middle ground one is Warhammer. I mean, you've heard me say good things about it, and then you've heard me basically whine to a point where it was just, you probably were sick of it and
disregard it, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you go through the game and you're like, okay, level up. You hit level 40, and then it's like, okay, now in order to get your weapon upgraded, you have to play on these almost nearly impossible difficulties. And it's like, people will be like, oh, well, it's a skill issue. Okay, but if it's a skill issue, I'm not going to play the game. If you're not skilled at something, you're not going to do it. If I'm not a skilled surgeon, I'm not going to go into surgery. If I'm not a skilled author, I'm not going to go into writing. If I'm not a skilled custodian, I'm not going to go be a custodian.
Yeah. That's
just plain simple. So if I'm not skilled at Warhammer to the point where I can play impossible difficulties with low grade weapon, basically the impossible.
Yeah.
Like, you play any game and you're like, that's like me trying to play through Kingdom Hearts with the Kingdom Key, which I did.
Yeah.
But besides the point, I was stressed the hell out, and I was aggravated. I went through controllers, and it was like, and then Ray and John came over, and it was like, oh, you could do this. You know how mad I was. It's like, and then I played it with the mechanics, and I enjoyed the game way more than I did prior to that.
Yeah, because once you realize your capability,
so
you're just like, wow.
When you're able to use mechanics and abilities and weapons and stuff like that are more stronger, you're going to have more fun.
Yeah.
Giving someone more means more fun.
Yeah,
Giving someone more means more results.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the big thing. I mean, there's a difference between giving someone a bunch of weapons, a bunch of attributes and abilities and stuff, and they have fun, or giving someone a bunch of like restrictions, giving them tasks to do and tedious stuff. And it's like, I think Warhammer kind of went into that where it was like, oh, you got to beat it on this difficulty to get these currency items, to then spend them on these weapons to give them these perks, and then don't even get me started on the perk tree. 90% of those perks, unless you combine them very accurately and perfectly with your teammates, which, by the way, trying to get good players to play with you, or any players for that matter, half the time you can't even get anyone to play with you. It's like, or you get 1-2 people to play with you, and then you're like, okay, great, you're not running what I need that would support my attributes. So now I got to go in and change configure everything, all my attributes to fit your character. And then by the time I get that done, you got pissed off at me because I wasn't leaving, because they're sitting there going ding, 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 ding on the freaking thing.
Yeah.
They're pinging the exit, because they want to go right into the game.
Yeah.
But they don't realize, oh, you came in as an assault class? Well, I have to reconfigure my stuff that supports me and assault class, so that way it benefits both of us.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's so much configuration to make ends meet. So it's like, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, but it's like the concept to make a successful gameplay is like pulling teeth.
It's just so much configuration.
Put it this way. So I saw Critical Play, Penguin Zero, known as prior, and Charlie White. He played it. He played the story mode. This dude, when he plays games like that, he usually plays the online and does run-throughs. He played the story mode first and went through and was like, oh, this is a pretty awesome game. And then he got into the multiplayer and he was like, yeah, there's some like clunkiness to it and this and that. And it's like, when you go straight for the story mode for a game and you don't, that Call of Duty, middle ground game again.
Yeah.
There's fanboys out there, fanboys out there that will, I'm sure, give shade about this, but you play that game, I only play it for the story. I don't play it for online. A lot of people are like, oh, who plays Call of Duty for the story? I'm sorry. I play it for the story. Call me awkward, call me weird. I don't care.
To each its own.
I look in the mirror and called myself everything already.
Yeah.
So, but no, I play it for the story. I don't play it for online because, again, that skill issue, I can't play online because when I spawn and walk 2 steps and get shot, I'm not having fun anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to turn the game off and play a solo Resident Evil or Last of Us or
Stellar Blade
or something where I can actually, enjoy the gameplay
at my own pace and stuff.
My own pace. I can, fight enemies. I mean, I can up the difficulty gradually, or I can do, I have more options. Remnant, I could do, the waves now.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I mean, Remnant was an enjoyable game. A lot of that was intricate. A lot of customization, just like Warhammer, all that. I feel like Remnant is what Warhammer should have been.
Yeah.
Except keeping, obviously, the story of the Warhammer and all that. But, the weapons concept, you should have been able to go through, find different weapons, use them. And, I played through all of Warhammer, and I enjoyed the story when I went through it.
Yeah.
But, or not Warhammer. The game I'm thinking of is Outriders.
Oh, yes.
Outriders.
Yeah.
Beautiful game. Outriders is literally the doo-doo version of Warhammer because the graphics aren't nearly as good as Warhammer, and the concept is like relatively the same. A an alien type enemy, has attacked the planet, and you're basically trying to get rid of them and save the ship. You find out all this information, blah blah blah. Anyways, so but and purely bad experience. I'm trying to think because that's a high stake. Because if I really hate the game, I'm trying to think of what games I totally say I'm not gonna play. Like I won't play.
Oh,
What you tell me? What's a game I said I wouldn't play?
Helldivers 2.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a middle ground for me though. Still.
Let me ask you this: do you see yourself ever playing that game ever again?
I mean, if enough people ask.
Once in the blue moon.
Yeah, exactly. If enough people asked me to play it, which Will asked me to play it, so if like Will was like, "Hey, you want to play Helldivers 2?" and then you were like, "Hey, I'll play Helldivers 2 with y'all," and then like I'd be like, "Okay, I gotta wait though." I wouldn't go out of my way and be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna buy it with this paycheck," like, and then that's the one game I'm gonna buy. Like I'm gonna
invest.
I'm gonna buy that game, and then I'm gonna buy a backup game that I actually want.
Yeah,
because that's kind of like I'm buying that out of desperation of having a game to play with people.
Yeah.
But I think that's more of a middle ground game because I love the mechanics 100%. The only pet peeve I have is that it's all rinse and repeat. You literally go from island to island, changing.
Or, planet to planet, yep.
And you're fighting either aliens or robots.
Yeah.
Relatively the same concept, and all the missions around are relatively the same. And this is for Helldivers 1. This isn't for the second one. I haven't played the second one yet. Because didn't the second one just come out?
No, that's the one I was talking about.
That's the one we were playing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I can say that. It's all rinse and repeat. So, I mean, I was thinking Helldivers 1, because I think when I went on the Xbox, I saw Helldivers 1.
I've never played Helldivers 1. I only played Helldivers 2, so.
But, yeah, no, it's really rinse and repeat. Now, is it a step up from prior? A bit, yeah. But, I mean, is it enough? Probably not enough for me to, pick up the game and play it by myself. But that leads to the other negative. You can't play it by yourself. If you try to play it by yourself,
you get mauled.
You're literally like try harding.
Yeah, you're get mauled.
Begging to like succeed.
Yep.
But no, I'm trying to think. I'd have to say, I mean, there's really no game itself that I wouldn't play. But I would have to say Call of Duty Online, like, absolutely not. You would never catch me.
I don't blame you.
Call of Duty multiplayer online. I would play zombies because you're on the same team and you're not getting shot 50 miles from the map, getting sniped in the head and cartwheeling right after you spawned in.
Yeah, like pretty much like Warzone and the other. Yeah.
Now I have played it recently. I played the new one, multiplayer online, but I only played a couple matches and then I kind of bull crapped it and said, "Oh, I got other stuff I gotta do." And got off. Yeah. Because we were originally playing zombies. That's the only way you'll get me to play is like if we're already playing it and then you're like, "Oh, like, hey, we're gonna go into this lobby," and then boom, you throw me in the lobby and I'm like, well, I might as well shoot some people and piss some people off. So yeah. I'm kind of like Ray in that aspect where it's like I don't want to do it. And if you just throw me into it, I'll do it a couple rounds and then be like, this is really stupid. And I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't blame you.
So, damn. I really can't think of any games that I would say I would never play. And that's the thing though, I'm a very like open mindseted guy. I'm very optimistic with games because of game developers. Now, I will say there are some games that I might back off from because of like the creators. Like if not in the aspect of like, oh, this creator said this online, so I'm not gonna get this game. Kind of like the
Yeah.
whole, what's her name, J.K. Rowling did with the freaking whole thing saying, oh, well, this is how I feel. Oh, I made this book about this topic. Like I don't. You're just an author. If I go and buy your movies and buy your book, yeah, you get my money, a percentage of it, but that doesn't mean I have to like you or dislike you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to enjoy what I want to enjoy, whether or not people
Yeah,
like
regardless.
it, because I shouldn't have to stop what I'm enjoying, because the whole intent isn't, I don't want to hurt. I mean, there's no reason I should want to hurt J.K. Rowling, because hurting her ain't going to do any good.
Exactly.
I mean, even if they boycott,
Even if they boycott.
even if they boycott, I mean, yeah, you hurt her income, but I mean, does that mean she's going to change her thought process? No. You're not going to sway people to change their thought process by bullying them into financial deficit. That's like if I was to be like, oh, Brian, you have to like the Boston Red Sox. If you don't, then I'm going to take all your money and burn it on the stove right now.
Yeah.
Like, that isn't going to change your mind.
Or if I'm with, like, Auburn or Alabama.
Or Georgia Bulldogs or this or that. Like, I mean, that's like Luke Bryan at the concert. He was like, going through all the teams, and then he was like, well, as you all know, I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan, and the whole stadium boos. It's like, okay.
That's
like,
what he likes.
Like, he may feel like, oh shit, like, I'm kind of the outcast, I'm the black sheep, but at the end of the day, he's still gonna like the Bulldogs. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't matter what the fans think.
And he even said it too. He's just like, yeah, I figured I'll get some boos for that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's alright. Y'all can keep booing. Either way, y'all pay for the tickets. It's just like, he ain't wrong. Like, y'all pay for the tickets, so it's just like, y'all can boo him all you want. Yeah. But remember, y'all came to see him.
Well, that's like if you were to boycott the concert and be like, oh, I'm not going to any Luke Bryan concert because he's a Bulldogs fan. Like, okay, you think you're stopping him. He's literally like a Walmart. People just keep rolling in and spending the money. Like, oh, I'm going to go shop somewhere else. Okay, go for it, because guess what? There's more people coming in than going out.
Exactly.
I mean, look at how many people are buying the freaking Harry Potter series. Like, every school has that series. And there's schools out there that are like, we should get rid of the Harry Potter series. It's witchcraft and promoting violence and danger. And it's like,
bruh.
Bro, like, who are you saving? Like, who are you saving? Like, you went out and you freaking boycott this book at your school, and let's say by some nature of God or whatever deity you believe in, and they freaking remove it. Okay, there's still hundreds of thousands of schools throughout the country and other places in the world that are gonna have it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Or if you try to boycott Outsiders, if you try to boycott, what was it?
Helldivers, or any game for that matter. Stellar Blade for having a female
explicit, whatever, like
explicit.
that. And it was just like, yeah, like that's
it's like
y'all just being stupid. And just like, yeah, but like, males are playing the game because like they're like checking out like the Giga physics and stuff like that, and like goons, and I'm like,
but tell me how,
it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because we have games like what's her name?
Oh yeah, I know you talk about Chainsaw. Damn, I forgot.
Girl.
But yeah,
Lollipop Chainsaw.
There you go.
And literally, there's an achievement where you get the right camera angle,
and you look underneath
up her skirt, and she covers it, and then she goes, "Hey," and then it gives you the achievement for trying to look up her skirt. Come on, You mean to tell me males are strictly playing this game just to look at her? Like, no. Yeah. Like, we're just naturally, like, wanting to be completionists and complete something.
Yeah.
Like, you go in there, I want to get all the costumes, or I want to get all the cans. I literally played that game, got every single can, and unlocked the special costume.
Yeah, for me, I have yet to collect all the costumes for... our boy showed me all of her costumes and stuff like that. I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, like... where you find this one and stuff like that. It's like, oh, you gotta look it up. I'm just like, yeah, of course.
And that wasn't even all of them, because there was more after that, too, that came out.
Yeah, because they keep on adding more, which is, that's another thing that I love, is that you keep on adding more and more content.
Yeah, but no, there's no game that I genuinely... There's pieces of games that I would be deterred, like, what is it? Overwatch. Overwatch, love the game. Would love to play it. But if I'm going to play with a group of people, I want to be able to somewhat, like, communicate. So I would like a set of 3 people to play the game with, like 2 other people to play the game with me that I can communicate with. But I don't want people to be like, oh, you can't be the tank. Don't be the tank anymore. Don't be this or don't be that. Like,
yeah, people dictate. And...
I'm like, dude, it's just a game. Like, chill. If we lose, we lose. We win, we win. Like, I've literally played Overwatch and lost, like, 20 plus rounds back to back to back. Like, Is it annoying? Yeah, because you don't want to lose. But at the same time, I'm having fun. Like, as long as you're having fun and you're, like, working together strategically and, like...
Yeah, and also you're still learning about the character.
I mean, that's like if we were to get that game we were talking about,
Ready or Not?
Ready or Not. And we went in there and we breached in, and then I went in and, you covered the guy with the hostage, and then I went in and I was going to go into the next room to make sure there was no one in there, and Will was covering the guy next to the guy with the hostage. And then I went in the room and accidentally shot a hostage thinking that he had a weapon or whatever.
Which is bound to happen.
Then you guys were like, oh, what the fuck? Like, no, we got to start over. We got to rerun this or whatever. Like, bro, it ain't that deep. Like, that's real life. Like, in real life, you do something like that, you don't get to go, well, can we rewind this and go back? Like, no.
Just like, no.
You kill the person.
They ain't no reminding that. Like, fam, like, you put a hole in his head. You can call it collateral damage all you want, but no, he dead. I guess I would say for my good gaming experience, I would definitely have to say Remnant 2, only because, like, first I was a little bit, like, sketched out about the game, wasn't too sure about it, but I got the game for free, and I was just like, oh, okay, all right. I mean, like, my dad was the one that bought it for me, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And keep in mind, he got me the one that was, like, already... You had the gunner, edition, yeah. He got me the deluxe edition, and I had the gunner class, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go with the gunner class because I like the abilities and stuff like that.
I played the first one, and then literally when I played the first one, second one came out like not even. And it was just like later,
and you were like telling me, I was like, yeah, I played the first one. I was just like, oh, I didn't even know that was the first one. And he's like, yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. But then again, it's just like, how you gonna have a second one without the first one? I'm like, oh, okay.
I think that's the hard part when I did Helldivers. I had to play the first one.
But yeah, gameplay. I gotta say, when when we were getting the items, man, the items were always the most trickiest part.
It was a bit tedious.
It was a little tedious, but I liked the boss fights. I think that was the one, the boss fights where me and you always connected and stuff like that. Because, like, it was so funny. So it would just be like, you over here, and then me here, and then I would have my dad, like, over there in the corner, and then like, okay, like, I'm gonna distract him, and I'm shooting him, like, all right, I'm gonna keep him at bay.
Strategic.
And then you were just like, okay, I'm going to throw this at him. And then my dad's just like, all right, I'm going to be in the background trying to do what I can. And then next, my dad goes down. He's like, I'm down. And you were like...
Yeah, jet over there while you're distracted.
Go! And then you start running up like, I'm down. I'm like, no, Mike! And then I'll run over to you. Then my dad's just like, guys, I'm by myself here. He's after me. I'm like, all right, hold on. I'm coming after you, Dad. And then just like straight up, just like, trying to miscellaneously just trying to shoot. And then finally, when we killed the boss and we were able to get the item, it was like, all right, word. And then we would be on to the next one. I'm like, all right, like, well, what's the next item? Yeah, and I think the items was just like, it was just always so crazy that like the way that you would have to get them and stuff like that. It was like Naruto, bro.
Well, it was nice because they didn't hand it to you. a lot of
Yeah.
games will just hand feed the weapons to you, and a lot of people don't enjoy that because then it's like, which is like why I was kind of confused when Sean was like, "Oh, I don't like this game because you guys just get all the weapons for me." Da, da, da. I'm like, no, not even, bro. If you want to hop in and you want to earn the weapon, we could do it that way.
Yes.
I'm like, you choose how you want.
We're just spoon feeding it to you.
Like,
but if you really want to go through the trials and tribulations, like yo, to get what was that gun that was like a 3-round burst that you had to play the tunes? Remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about in
Yeah.
Yasha.
Oh, Yasha.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is
yes,
Yasha.
Yasha. I forgot what the gun was called.
Yeah, you had to play the tunes with the harp, and then when you played it, the thing would rise up out of the ground. I can't remember what it was called.
But you know which one I'm exactly talking about. That gun wasn't bad, but like you had to like be smart about your precision with your shooting. And then the other one that I loved and I still use to this day from Narude was is it? Yeah, I think it's in another.
All the coffins.
Yeah, and you had to keep on going back to the spaceship, and then eventually actually no. Well, that's one of them, and then there was another one that you would also have to get like doing a lot of more miscellaneous stuff. For bad experience, I would. Ooh, that is a hard one. For bad experience, I would have to say, oh yeah, dude, fucking. It's not a game that like I would not play ever again, but Monster Hunter, the most recent one that came out, which I had the idea because I've played all the other predecessors, but it was just the online and trying to get that configured and stuff like that. It was just
too intricate. The game is beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
Oh no,
but the online just missed. It completely dropped the ball, and that was the problem with freaking Warhammer. Like the lagging, the freaking constant drop of signal.
But this is the thing. This is the thing, though, is that when a game first comes out, people have to understand that there's going to be glitches and there's going to be bugs, which is the same time I'm expecting me getting Ready or Not, which I'm already expecting that. So I'm not really feeling any type of way or anything like that. I'm more than biased about it. What attracts me more about it is the fact of like I'm looking for that type of game to give me that type of like that squat type of treatment. You know what I'm saying? I want to go into those types of games where I'm gonna be like
feel on edge.
Feel on edge. I don't know what this person's gonna do. Even though that I told him like at least like 5 or 7 times to put down his gun, but even though he's on his knees, there's still that 50-50 chance that he could pull out a knife or he could pull out a gun. And that's not even saying that he's going to do it. It could be his boy that even though he has his hands behind his head, he can still have the opportunity to.
Well, that's why, I mean, when you think about it, a lot of these officers call for backup. So it's like, whereas I would have my guns trained on him and his buddy while you move in to do the handcuffing, but my weapon is still pointed at them. Yeah,
because like at that point when it's like when you're in there, it's literally like no holds bar. You don't know what's the possibility can happen. Then when you're clearing these rooms, it's very essential that you check all your points, you check all your clocks.
And you're
you gotta sweep that bitch.
Is that not a civilian? Like, are they like being forced to do it? Do they have a bomb on their chest?
I like that mechanic when you are able to take the tube camera and feed it underneath the door slid and able to see who's behind there.
You know another game that did that?
I know, Rainbow
Six Siege, the original Rainbow Six Siege on PS2.
Oh no, I used to love Rainbow Six.
Oh my god, Rainbow Six Siege when it was on the PS2, the OG original. The graphics are terrible.
Yeah, the graphics was
utterly terrible.
Yeah, there was one mission that I was like stuck on and I couldn't, and it was like you went into like this village and there was this basement and it was like kind of like little pitch black, but like there was like a little like lantern in the corner and I knew what I had to do, but for some reason I couldn't go through that, and I think like maybe the game probably glitched out or something like that. Yeah. But then when I restarted it, it finally was able to like bypass that point. But yeah, I used to love those like Rainbow games because just the mechanics alone that you were able to do.
And back then, game development was small. You're talking small, and that's like my biggest notice is these indie games, when they come out, they're small. Not like, I mean, small to the point where you could beat it in like an hour or two.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of indie games that come out where they're hours long of gameplay.
Yeah.
And they're crisp.
Yeah.
Very little glitches. Very little.
I feel like a lot of times what they're doing is that they're sacrificing gameplay mechanics for graphics.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make it look as crisp and clean as possible, but then they're sacrificing like, oh well, what are we gonna have this character do in this scene, or like how is he gonna orchestrate in this environment and stuff like that. Oh well, we'll just rinse and repeat and we'll copy and paste and stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but then you're losing that capability, like how we were talking about, like doing the diving or do the sliding. I'm sorry, but if I'm facing like a heavy, you're talking about like one of those guys on a machine gun, whatever, like that. Heavy artillery that's like shooting you down and gunning you down. I'm sliding. I'm sliding to cover. Because if I try to dive, you know what I'm saying, all they need to do is just like slowly aim it down and they could get, you know, at least a couple shots in me. But if I slide, I could at least get into that cover. Division 2.
Division 2, yeah.
Division 2, I mean, like, I never thought I would fall in love. Because I never even played the first one.
I tried that for years to get you into that.
Yeah,
I could not get you, and finally when you got on, I was like, dude, is this happening?
I was just like, dude, when we were like going at it and stuff like that, I was like, yo, and then the funny stuff that would happen, bro, I was just like, yo, this shit's crazy, like, especially with the shotgun, like, just like, I'm like, he's not going out, he's like, Marcus is like, bring him over here, I'm gonna make that bitch go down.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh shit.
Like, I got the automatic shotgun.
He's like,
I'm like Terry Crews style.
I'm like, okay, he's down. He's down, Mike. He's like, nah, he's not finished yet. So that was crazy. Funny experience, I would say, Dead Island 2.
Yeah.
Dead Island 2, I gotta say the funny mechanics. I like how they employed that was their their cream of the crop. That was their cherry on top with the flesh mechanic. They had it abbreviated for, I think it was like flesh laceration, like attention or something like that. But they made it so that way when you would like cause damage, whatever, like it was very visible. Like if you slashed a zombie, you could see like the skin kind of flubber and stuff like that.
Like you could see their teeth, their jaw.
Which I love that. But the funny thing was like just able to like just drop kick these zombies. Fucking me and you just be like literally jumping them, just like kicking them in the fucking corner. Kick him while he's down. Kick him while he's down. It was that was
literally
dope.
And, I mean, Dying Light missed. That's where they missed, was the flesh mechanic. Like that's where they.
Well, Dying Light 1, I mean, it still holds a candle to this very day. Dying Light 1 still holds a candle to this day. I think Dying Light 2 lost it. If you notice the camera angle in Dying Light 1 versus Dying Light 2, you were a little bit more on a further type of like first person angle versus Dying Light 2 that you were a little bit more in zone with it. And then
the stamina.
Yes, the stamina.
Got mad with that because they were like, I could barely climb a building. Which, I mean, I kind of get that because you're playing a character that was from the first one.
I get the realization that well, you take it how you take it. You know what I'm saying? That one's like more up for, you know.
At first, I was like a big, like, I guess, fighter for that thought or that idea. Like, yeah, they need the stamina thing. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't want it. But now when, like, I've talked to a handful of people and they've explained it, and I've heard people's reviews on it on YouTube when they played it.
Yeah.
I can kind of see the point because it's like if you, let's say you're a fireman and you're very built or whatever, and then you go up a staircase and you're like, oh man, I'm winded. Like you're a fireman. You're supposed to be able to do staircases. You're not supposed to get winded. So you're playing a character that's already been through shit, through
Mm-hmm.
hell and back in the first game, and they used the exact same character in the second one and just, continued off of it. So why is it in the first one he can climb no problem or whatever, and then suddenly now he gets winded from doing short climbs?
Yeah, I'm hoping with this new one that's coming out that it's. I mean, obviously, I know for a fact they're gonna probably keep the standard, which I don't blame them. But I know they're doing a little bit more with the customization of like weapons and stuff
They
like that,
got
which
to.
they have to keep that
Because they
because
brought
if you did that in the second one,
yeah.
then you have to at least continue that on with like the other ones.
Well, and I don't really care for how they brought guns into the second one.
Yeah,
The
because
way they brought it in was
if
discreet and like you wouldn't know unless you actually looked for it.
I mean, like in all honesty, like guns were like always like it was hit or miss in the zombie apocalypse. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Especially like Dead Island 2. Or even in any of the other Dead Islands. Because when I played the first Dead Island, I was just like, oh, okay, this is pretty dope. I like how it started and stuff like that. And then like the vehicles and everything like that. Sure, it wasn't the best graphics, but I liked for what it was. And then in Dead Island Riptide, you were like a little bit in the jungle and stuff like that. Still not the best graphics, but like you were able to still also be able to do what you want to do and stuff like that. But when they came with the Dead Island 2, there was no vehicles, and it's just like, dude, you're in, you're in Los Angeles and stuff like that. You gotta tell me there's no
There's
types
not
of
a
vehicles
single vehicle
that you can like get into.
And that's the hard part to debate. I'm sure people who comment or whatever can debate in the comments, but it all goes based on timing. Because a lot of video games, we jump into it, and it's like you read it, but you don't, fine print. You don't read everything.
Yeah.
So some of these games will say, whether it's in in a comic or in the fine print when it first starts, or after in the second game it says it, but it tells you when the first game took place and when the second game is going to take place. Because I don't know about the timing on these games. I'd have to do research, but some of these games I know, like Dying Light 1 could take place like several years after the outbreak started, and then the second one could take several years after the first one came out, which means it's been a very long time. It's been easily probably 10 plus years. The same with not Resident Evil. Jesus, you just said it. Not Dying Light.
Dead Island.
Dead Island. They're so similar.
Yes,
just
they
like
are.
Dead Island. I mean, we don't know exactly where the first Dead Island took place or where Riptide, when the time frame was for that. And then Los Angeles, we don't know if that was 20 years after the zombie apocalypse started, because if it's like 20 years after the first zombie apocalypse started, then I could kind of see why there wouldn't be vehicles.
I know they were showing trailers around the same. I would say within the same time as Riptide, because they were like trying to hype it up. But I mean, they gave it what it needed. But I think that's also just being biased. Like us as gamers, we would always like to have a little bit more. But yeah, as far as it goes for like those type of gaming mechanics, I think it's very essential for you keeping those gaming mechanics throughout. I wouldn't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? So like keep it continuous, with Assassin's Creed games, I know you were talking about it. Black Flag.
Yeah.
I love the fighting mechanics.
Different.
The fighting mechanics were just like, dude, like you literally could take on like literally like everybody in that fucking city, and it didn't even fucking matter. Like I was literally killing these dudes left and right, like no problem.
One thing I hated though with some of the newer ones, I can't remember if Black Flag had this mechanic, but you beat up the civilians in it, and it desynchronizes you and sends you back. So let's say.
Oh yeah, no. I don't think Black Flag had that.
But I'm like, Why?
Because
Like,
I remember decking a couple people in the face and
dude,
nothing
when
happened.
I played as Ezio, I literally beat a whole town circle of people up. Like, literally, you could ask Celestia. Literally, there were so many people, and I threw them all in this one haystack pile. And Ray's like, dude, how could they all fit in there?
I'm just gonna.
And I'm like,
I'm just gonna keep on going.
yeah, I'm just gonna keep going because they're not stopping me. And then now it's like, oh, you can't be doing that. You know, it's teaching violence. It's like, that's the only reason you did it is because all these moms and dads or parents or whatever are like, oh, kid violence. You know, we gotta stop it. It's like, dude, the game literally, if it says rated M for mature, don't buy it for them if you're that worried about it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing when a mom goes in and says, oh, here, I'm going to buy this game. And then the employee at, whether it's a GameStop or Best Buy or Walmart or whatever, they're selling you the game. They're not going to be like, hey, you know, this game's rated M. Do you really want to get it for your kid? That's not their job. Their job isn't one.
Yeah, because back then it was a lot more strict.
Well, not only that, but one, if a person, I mean, even today, a kid can't walk in and buy a rated M game because you have to be 18 or older and have an ID. But still, even then, let's say I'm an employee at one of those stores, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, whatever, and I go, hey, do you really want to buy this game for your kid? It's rated M. The parent's going to be like, you're not his parent. I'm his parent. Don't tell me how to parent my kid.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me that a parent's not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, instantly, people get offended. That's the go-to. Oh, this offends me. That offends me. This offends me. Oh, we gotta be fair to everybody. Oh, we gotta, equal this, equal that. Oh, it's all like fine glass, fine china.
Yeah.
So, but that was the biggest thing that I noticed was a lot of these games they reel back because they're like, oh, is this gonna offend anyone? Like, there's been games that have come out that literally had like, I'm trying to think of the game's name, but they had like a whole tribe that basically you would go in and you had to kill them. And they were like, they stopped and they didn't come out with another one because they were like, oh, that might offend people because they're colored people. And it's like, what? It's like, it's history. Like, that has happened where people have gone overseas and killed a tribe and stuff like that. Like, that's still happening to this day where there's bodies of land that haven't been explored.
I feel like that's the main reason why they still haven't remade Resident Evil 5.
That's what it was. Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 5.
It was a village of all Africans in there, and you were white, and you went in there and shot them. And I'm like,
I mean, you had an African counterpart too. You had you had a partner.
There was a black guy in that. So
black girl, yeah.
Or black girl, that's right.
Sheva.
I gotta replay that. I haven't played that in a while. You said 4?
5.
5.
Yeah, 5. Because 4 was 4 was Spanish people, and then 5 was African,
But you see,
and then 6 was like a mixture of like a plethora and stuff like that.
And the thing is, like, as creators and as people in society, they don't realize these game creators do provide diversity in their games. They do provide what we ask for. We are just selfish and turn around and go, oh, well, I don't think we want to promote that to our kids.
Yeah, because we put
people because
that borderline.
Yeah, there's a bunch of blacks getting killed, or there's a girl in this where her boobs jiggle and her hair gets in the way of the view of the camera or her face. It's like,
too sensitive.
For that.
Yeah, it's too sensitive.
For very realistic body features on male and female characters, and now that we have a female, that's like a girl walking into a bar and you glance over and you look at her boobs and she's like, "Do you mind?" And then it's like, well, dude, you wore it. Like, that's the realistic.
Or when you, perfect example, when you go to a gym, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're not purposely looking at them, but like,
standing in front of the mirror
you know what I'm saying?
You're working out, and it's like,
Like for me, like I just like I stay in the zone. I stay in the zone. I mean, even if they cross my paths, I don't even care because I'm so deep into the zone when I work out. Like I'm mainly focused.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at you, it's because you're
You're in
on the
my view.
machine. You're
Yeah.
on the machine that I want to go on, and I'm looking at you and waiting until you're done. And I'm like, okay, so you got like what, like a couple more minutes? All right. I'm at this time. Okay, all right then. I'll give you a little bit, and then I'll do a couple more sets off of that, or I'll find something to compromise, and then I'll use a machine that's gonna work out that same muscle group that you're on, and then when you're off of that, then I'm gonna jump on that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You always kind of find a leeway around it, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, yo, like you're
A lot of
literally posting, like you're putting yourself out there, like you can't.
honestly, I think, and we talked about this before, where it's like, I mean, you're gonna look around eventually. I mean, maybe like you said, there's some people who are more focused and maybe glance every once in a while. But I mean, I'm the type that's like, if you got a problem with it, and you're gonna come say something to me, you ain't special. Like
Yeah.
you come over here and you're like, oh, you looked at me. Okay, I looked at many people. Oh, well, you looked at me several times. I saw you and we made eye contact. It's like, okay, I made eye contact with several people several times in here. I looked at this big buff freaking Puerto Rican dude who has big muscles, and I'm trying to figure out what workout is he doing that
Yeah.
I should probably be doing.
But the funny thing is, though,
I
is
check
that
out more guys at the gym, honestly, than I do females, because I want to know. Like,
yeah,
what
how
they're
to
doing.
get that type of physique. But the funny thing is, though, is that they only know that you're looking at them if they look at you.
Exactly.
So it's just like it's one of those
It's a
things that you
two-way
talked
street.
about too when you were saying that like racism is only racist if you look for it. You know, feminism is only there if you look for it. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for someone who's looking at you, then you're gonna look around. It's just like, oh, this guy looked at me. You know?
So I can't remember. I guess to wrap this up, I can't remember if I sent you the video. So there's a video of this woman or this lady. She's having a baby. Well, her cousin or whatever, yeah, her cousin or her uncle or whatever, basically went out and he bought these flags and a big flag, and it was all in a bundle. I'm guessing because, but it was blue and pink and white. Blue is for boy, pink is for girl, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to have pink for, whatever. Those are the colors for a baby gender reveal.
Yeah.
Whether you want to have the pink reveal a boy or blue reveal
Yeah.
a boy, I don't care. Anyways, but he had it on the table. She comes in and she's like, "Why did you get those? Like, what is those? What are those even for?" And he's like, "What do you mean? It's for the party." And she's like, "Why?" And he's like, "What do you mean why?" So he's getting aggravated because he's like, at first he was like, "Oh, she's just asking," and now he's getting aggravated. She asked him several times, like, "No, like why? Like, why would you get those? Like, or that?" Not like as in like, the thing was offending her, but as in like she was genuinely confused and she couldn't figure it out, and he was getting aggravated at why are you confused? And finally he was like, "I got this big one because this is kind of like a cape," and he put it on and started running around with it on his back, and she's like, "That's not a cape, that's a flag, and those flags are for transgenders. That is the transgender flag."
Wow.
And he's like, "What?" So this dude put on a transgender flag and ran around. So let me tell you, as a person, if you wear, rainbow shoes or
Yeah.
like the pink and blue and white, and you walk in somewhere and someone walks up to you and gets the wrong message and thinks you're a transgender or thinks you're gay, like, we have to be so careful in this day and age.
Yeah.
You can't wear a rainbow without. I literally told my wife, I said, "You can't send our daughter with a colorful flag, a rainbow, or not a colorful flag, a rainbow shirt, because they'll get the wrong message. They'll, someone who's gay,
Yeah.
or whatever, will walk up to her and think that she is." I'm like, not that, that's for her to decide as she gets older.
Yeah.
But besides the point, basically it's just so like
overly sensitive.
And people are like they get offended. There's you know how many flags there are for the community of LG that group. 51 flags recorded. I don't know if there's more.
Yeah,
but
that's
there's 51 recorded. We have only 51 states, unless you count territories and stuff like that. But so as many flags as there are, that's how many states we have. So if we could take each person from that group and have one in each state.
Wow.
And that's not even counting if you identify as the Apache helicopter group or this one guy said, cop pulled him over. Oh, like license or registration. He's like, gave it to him and he's like, okay. And then he goes calling in or whatever and says, I have a white male. And he goes, oh, I don't identify as a male. I identify as a dog. I forget what dog he said, but that doesn't matter. And the cop goes, okay, well then your ID's wrong. So, and he goes,
oh yeah, I seen that video.
They printed it wrong. Like that's not my fault. And he's like, you misidentified me. And he goes, okay, well we can either go with this or we can go into depth with this. And the guy goes, well, I'm a dog. Ask my friend. I identify as a dog. And his friend goes, yeah, he's a dog. And he goes, okay, you're going to identify as a dog. And the cop goes, well, let me call back to dispatch, let them know they need to get a animal control unit out
animal
here.
Control, yep.
They're going to take you,
put you in the pound,
impound you.
Yep.
And then guess what? When a dog gets impounded or a cat gets impounded, they get put down. Neutered.
Oh yeah, neutered.
Neutered. And so that way they don't spread more. Strays, more stray animals. And so he's like, so we're going to impound your car. Your friend doesn't get to take it because it's not under his name. He doesn't own it.
Oh, so he's a dog.
Also, I don't know what he is. You're a dog, so you get brought to the kennel. You get neutered. And you get to live your life without your scrotum. And the dude, he's like, so, you want me to radio that? And he's like, no. Okay, we're good. And then he's like, okay, that's what I thought. And then the video cut. But, yeah, it's just crazy how sensitive people can be.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for this conversation convo. We'll be back with you guys for some more content, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yes.
Peace.
Bark, bark.